In the 80s we decided to grow the business by acquisition and now have a collection of companies capable of doing from very tiny parts for watches up to large components 5 feet in diameter. We have a particular skill of getting things very accurate, and in part of our acquisition we bought the large manufacturing section of Fujifilm, allowing us to work to microns, and it's not unusual for us to work within 4 or 5 microns. And again, over large distances, so holding tolerances of that over a metre, which we find a bit challenging, but capable. We've decided to continue our growth, and now we have companies as far afield as Bury St Edmunds and Sheffield, and we've got a place in Tallinn in Estonia where we can pull in components at sensible prices and amalgamate them into assemblies which benefits both our customers and ourselves, of course, particularly I would say in difficult components, stuff made of titanium, working with the Formula One teams, working with the aircraft. We find it much easier to do large components in one place than small components in another, and assembling them together, pulling them all together and supplying our customers with an assembly which we could be proud of and that we can deliver on time very, very accurately, exactly as our customers require. We have more than 50 employees, and we work with the young lads, training them with sheet metal, right through to heavy turning and milling. These people that we've managed to hold on to, sometimes longer than 25 years. And working with those long-term staff, we have the younger boys who are often at day release one day, and the next day they're working with a guy that's been on a very accurate machine for the last 20 years. And passing on very, very useful information which you just don't get from college or from books.
I've been working here about 6 months. Currently I'm working on the Matic. I know how to run the machine, learning how to program it and things like that. I work here 4 days a week, and one day I'm at college release, gaining my MBQ in engineering.
Over a period of time we've invested heavily into very accurate machinery and expensive machinery, and over the last 18 months we've spent probably £1 million on larger equipment, enabling us to machine things 3 metres by 2 metres in a very accurate method. We find we can't work with old-fashioned machinery. We wouldn't win an order if we quoted in 1930s prices. We find that we have to have latest equipment, and we have to have skilled staff in order to be able to produce components at competitive prices, on time, on tight deliveries often. This is something that we've become used to, particularly working with the Formula One teams and the aircraft industry. I feel that moving on from here we will be investing more, probably in larger and more accurate equipment as we can, and staying particularly outside the small medium company and growing into a larger company that can respond in the same way a small company can respond. One phone call and you could have an assembly involving painting, plating, difficult materials and tight tolerances. These things we stock, build and supply as required by our customers. We've worked closely with the accreditation companies, and we have AS 9100. We have approvals for British Aerospace. We work with the aircraft industry extensively, and we work with the train companies, oil and gas, and all of these things. We tend to try and do the more accurate and the more expensive components, and we visit site on a regular basis, supplying the customer with the parts they need on the day they need them.